Hey Terrifics, welcome back to your live continuing coverage, the official coverage of PhotoPlusEXPO 2015 here at New York City at the Jacob K. Javits Center. I'm Michael Artsis, you are the Terrifics, and you make BeTerrific special. Thank you so much for watching. You know, we're like blowing away our number predictions. We thought we'd do like 1 million viewers or maybe 2 million through the whole time. You guys are watching. It's just blowing away our wildest dreams, but I want to make this bigger. I want you to take your neighbor, I want you to take your friend, I want you to take your family, I want you to tell them about BeTerrific and tell them to watch. The guy at the cubicle next to you, say, you gotta be watching this. We gotta spread the vibes of positive content. We gotta inspire more people. We gotta tell the world that not only is positive content exists, but there's a place for it and it's wanted and needed. So go do that. And then come right back. Don't even, just text somebody, because you're not gonna wanna miss a moment of this. I've got such a great guest on. Unbelievable guest. Quite possibly the best guest ever. You're going to be so excited about this guy because he is the CEO of XPLOR. And you're like, what is XPLOR? Well, we're going to get to that. He's a businessman. He is the knowledge that comes out of this man. Harvard Law School. I am so honored and privileged to have CEO of XPLOR and the chairman of the board, Philip Sassower, here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Michael, for having us to BeTerrific.
You know, I'm a tie guy. I'm very particular about my ties, and I love your tie. It's a gorgeous tie.
Now that means I have to give it to you when I leave.
If you did, I wouldn't stop you, but
Okay.
no, you don't. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
You guys at XPLOR have been around for quite a while, and when the tablet explosion happened, you guys were not only well versed for it, you were ready for it, and you were ready to give people the tablets they need. So a lot of people have problems with their iPad and Android devices and all sorts of other devices because they drop them and they work in, you know, particularly harsh environments, especially photographers. Photographers are always saying, you know, I dropped this at a wedding, it got bumped. I was at a football game, I needed to upload pictures from the sideline and it got hit by a football or somebody fell on it. You're in a war-torn area. You're a photojournalist, a video journalist. So it's really important that photography and video equipment is rugged. Unfortunately, while these iOS and Android devices are traditionally very great to use and very user-friendly, they're not usually very rugged. And you guys come in and solve that problem. And I think that you do it better than anybody I've ever seen. First of all, your devices start very reasonably at about $1,200 and they go up from there, but stay very reasonable. Some of them are IPX67, which is basically military grade. It's waterproof. It can be dropped from 9 stories. You have other devices that are not quite there, but yet water resistant to a ridiculous amount. And you know, Verizon's using them and deploying them. They're being deployed all over because what was happening in Verizon stores? You know, they were getting dropped all the time. They were dropping iOS devices, or then they switched to Androids. They're dropping those. They're breaking them. The employees are very rough. People don't treat equipment like it's their own. And that's where you guys come in.
I would say it's interesting that you say Verizon. Verizon was using consumer grade tablets. They were using iPads and Galaxy by Samsung. And those devices, which they were using in field service installation of a cable, and internet, their FiOS service, telephones, and those devices were breaking every 6 months or a year. People don't understand that for enterprises, the real cost is not the cost of the device, but the total cost of ownership. So when you have 4 or 5 jobs to do in a day, and it breaks after the first job, the fellow's finished for the day, they have a loss of productivity. So enterprises which cannot afford downtime or a loss of productivity, they see the value of a rugged device. Now, when we started out, we were great believers in mobile and wireless devices. For many people, for instance, take television, not your hardwire phone, it's your cell phone. That's the phone where you want to be connected at any time. Now, if you have a PC that's on your desk, there's no need for it to be rugged because nothing's going to happen to it. But if our market is really out there in the field, it's the military, it's oil and gas drilling companies, it's utilities, it's telco companies, it's manufacturing, it's people that want access to mobile wireless communications in any kind of environment. And when we started out with a product which was called the Wildcat. I have a copy of it here. This device here was a device that is 5 pounds, and in the military version goes up to $7,000. And this device is IP67, which means it's waterproof, which means it has a thermal range of minus 40 degrees in the Arctic, 160 degrees in the desert. You can drop it from 9 feet onto concrete. It was ultra rugged. And when we went around with that product and tried to show it to the military, to AT&T, to Verizon, to FedEx, companies like that that could use that, they said, your product has the greatest power and is the most rugged, but our personnel are not acclimated to that form factor.
Well, this was about 7-8 years ago, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So at that time, the device that when someone wanted something rugged, they would buy a Panasonic Toughbook, because it was keyboard centric. It was an off-the-shelf notebook that was encapsulated in a tough case, but it wasn't as rugged as our device.
Well, and the problem is that, so this, you guys have thought of everything, and you build these devices as opposed to Panasonic that takes a laptop and wraps it, right?
Right.
And you know, I'm not knocking Panasonic, but
it's a great product.
But it lacks in a lot of areas. To change parts out, and you have to open the part out in a very tough environment. Imagine being in Alaska doing something and having to open this with a small screwdriver. Instead, you can just pop everything out. It's all modular. Yep. So this is your SSD drive. I'll let you do it.
Yeah, sure.
I was going to say, because I don't want to break it, but I think that's impossible.
You can't break it,
yeah.
But this has modularity so that we can toollessly remove the hard drive. We can,
there you go.
Each thing is double clicked with gaskets. We can take out the battery.
Sure.
We can get to the SIM card. We have 4 radios in here.
Wow.
So it can communicate to satellites.
I want to just show this off before you, we have a camera right here. I want to show this off before you actually put it back. There it is. And it's modular, and here it is, the front of it. Look at this thing. I mean, this thing, it needs this handle. It is rugged.
People would say that this device which is 5 pounds. It's not an iPhone. For ultra rugged, it's actually light, because most of the ultra rugged mobile devices were fixed mounted,
sure,
very bulky, very heavy. So for instance, a big market for this is on forklift trucks. Forklifts are very, very abusive vibration to a computer, so they have to really be sturdy. Now, anyone that has, let's say, 100 forklifts in a facility, they need to have 125 or 130, because 25% of them are always down.
Yeah.
If it's fixed mounted, you need 125 computers. In our case, you need 125 docks. You only need 100 computers, because you can take, this is portable, you can take it out of the dock that's being repaired and put it into the dock that's being used. So you get a better return on investment.
That's great, and I think that it's a really, really rugged device. That one runs Windows, it's got all the connection ports you want, and it just works. And so that's why, photographers in really harsh environments need something like that, so they can edit and upload their photos from wherever they are in the world, get them back to the news desk, get them back to the magazines, get them to wherever they need them to be. The other device is an Android-based device.
Well, we have actually 6 platforms, but for today, for BeTerrific, I wanted to give you an idea of the range.
Well, I thank you for calling us BePerfect. We're perfect. Look at that.
BePerfect is BeTerrific.
Yes.
That actually terrific is more important than perfect, because perfect is a concept, terrific is reality.
Yes.
Now we have a range of products. We have the broadest range, broader than Panasonic, broader than anyone else. We have 6 different platforms, and we're very customer centric, so we can tweak the device to meet the needs of the customer. So we had a call from Verizon that was using iPads and Galaxy devices for field service, and they were finding devices were breaking every 6 months or a year, and they had downtime and loss of productivity. But we were listening further to them, and one of the problems they had when they installed cable into your home, invariably they got a call, or I can't see my football game,
Sure.
or my wife can't see the soap opera. And they came back and they found out that the 10-year-old Sylvania that they bought on Kmart on sale was broken, not the cable wasn't working. So what we were able, because it's a full operating system, was able to give them HDMI in and gigabit Ethernet. So
you can test it, you can use it as a screen and test it. So look, your signal works, the Fios run from the street, the fiber optic, it works perfectly. It's working on this screen, and you need a new TV, which is actually a great point. That really helps them.
They saved $10 million in redundant, wasted calls, which was not really their problem by that. It's independent of the.
I've seen the video that you guys have online. I mean, you could put this in the shower. It's water resistant, but you could put this in the shower with the nozzle on full blast on it.
This will take, I don't know whether or not you would be able to pick this video up, but you can go to.
Well, if you got it, let's play it.
Okay.
I can put it up on this camera right here. So here you go. Now, you guys are traded publicly on the NASDAQ.
Right.
That's got to be pretty fun and amazing.
Yes, we were uplisted to NASDAQ under the symbol XPLR, and interestingly enough, we dominated the ultra rugged and fully rugged market. But we now see that with screen technology becoming so ubiquitous, with everyone using iPhones and iPads and knowing what screen technology is about, that we now came up with lighter weight, simply rugged solutions for the broader market, for field service, for retail, for doctors and nurses in hospitals. When you go now, the car, it hurts. The chap that's checking you and checking you out with a tablet, that's one of our tablets. So the applications are endless. It depends upon what kind of application you need. So if you need a tuxedo for your daughter's wedding, we have that. If you need a suit to go to work, we have that, a sport jacket. Or if you want jeans on the weekend, we have the full range. We don't have to oversell you or undersell you.
Very, very cool. I like that a lot. I'm going to check this out while we continue to talk. You have, how did you get involved with this company? Because, I mean, Harvard Law School, you've been involved in a lot of companies throughout your career. How did you say, XPLOR, that's the company that I've got to be involved in, I got to take this to the next level?
Well, I have a private equity firm in New York called the Phoenix Group. Phoenix, the name is Greek mythology, out of the ashes. We are in the turnaround business, making concentrated investments, and what we valued turnaround companies. We've been doing this for 40 plus years, and we have about a 60% internal rate of return. But we're not passive, we're activists. We wound up going, getting involved. You get our money, you get our involvement. So we are the largest shareholder and also the chairman of the board, and we found this company originally in Mississauga, Canada.
Wow.
It was a suburb of Toronto, and their market at that time was they made the most rugged tablets for the public safety market for 300 police departments. And we said, why is this for police departments? There are Fortune 500 companies out there that would love to have access to mobile wireless information in the field. It's a much bigger market than just the public safety market. And so now we have companies like Verizon and AT&T and FedEx and Procter & Gamble. And now, in fact, we've also gone global. In Budapest, a conference, we had 26 countries represented, and we have distributors. We just got a distributor and a partner in China, a company called A-Value, who's distributing the product into China. The product's made in Taiwan, but sold and used. Now we're selling it back to the Chinese.
That's very funny.
So
it's ironic.
Yeah. Well, the fact is that tablet has become the form factor of choice. People may not be aware that while years ago people didn't know what a tablet was, today over 50% of all the devices being sold are tablets. And
that number is only going to get bigger. Yes. I think that to me the most interesting part about this is that number one, it's rugged, and that's great. And I think you should add BeTerrific to that list. We want to become part of that list. Right. And number two, and most importantly, that I've ever used that was rugged, including taking an iPad and putting it in some kind of case that's been severely tested. Not to this level though. it's been impossible to operate the screen. It doesn't feel the same, it doesn't work the same, it doesn't feel good, you don't like it. Both of these devices have amazing touch and feel, just like if I was using a Galaxy Tab or my iPad, and you got the stylus.
You have finger. We created the dual touch. You can use your finger or the stylus.
Wow.
So the fact is that we have been in this business 15 years.
I like where you just tucked that right into the handle. Wow, that's kind of a great idea.
Well designed.
Did everybody see that? I'm going to show that off. What's the symbol again? Because I mean, I kind of want to buy the stock. I think
XPLR.
XPLR.
You can do a lot worse.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And
and I'll tell you the reason why it's a very interesting time for XPLR. We acquired a company that was making not so rugged but not so rugged, simply rugged, IP54 and IP52 devices for retail, for other markets. And we thought this was a buy or build decision for us to broaden our product line. And that company lost $10 million last year. And people were concerned that we're going to get indigestion because we're going to consolidate those losses with our profits. In fact, it was an asset acquisition. We are not merging them in. We only took their product line, their patents. We have now 38 patents.
Wow.
And so what we do, we have some very proprietary technology. Not only do we have the only field repairable, field upgradable modularity, we have the best screen technology. One of the most important things on your device, if you can't see it, is that we have nits, which is the measurement of brightness.
Sure.
1,300 nits compared to 500 on a normal laptop.
Right.
And that's because we have patented high bright screen where
you can see this in daylight.
You can see this in brightest daylight and the darkest dark, and it's polarized. And therefore, a lot of people have a device and says it's maybe rugged, but if you can't see it and you're outdoors on a drilling site, and what is it worth if you can't view it? The legibility of the screen is very important.
You're 100% right, and this is amazing. I talked about the screen before being so important, and now I know that 1,300 nit. That's amazing.
Yes.
That is unbelievable. Well, congratulations. XPLR is the symbol. I know that not only I'm not the only guy who wants to look at it and check it out and follow it and possibly buy some stock, but I think a lot of the Terrifics will as well, because they know technology well, they love technology, and I'm sure that they're all very impressed with this right here. I am, and I know that. Congratulations.
Thank you. What I would say to you and your listeners of BeTerrific is, if you really want to see more of the product line, the specifics, and see some of the videos of what kind of abuse this can take and keep going, go to our website, www.explore.com, explortech.com, and it's very, very rich in a lot of detail, and you'll learn a lot more about the company.
Could I drop it?
Sure, why not?
I mean, it's a hard floor. We got a little bit of carpet, but it's a thin layer.
Don't worry about it.
You ready, Greg? How about the other one?
What, that?
Can I drop it on top of it?
You know, Intel took this up 3 flights and they dropped it. You can drop it.
Can I drop it on top of the other one?
Well, I don't know if you drop it on top.
All right. Here we go. You ready?
Right, sure.
Wait, we got to get the camera shot. Here we go. You ready? Wow. Can we pick those up, Adam, real quick and see that they're still working? You have 5 children and 12 grandchildren?
4 children and 12 grandchildren.
4 children and 12 grandchildren.
Got to work forever.
You're not that old.
I got to sell a lot of tablets to pay for all those grandchildren.
Look at this. Beautiful. Still working perfectly. Here you go. There you go.
And
wow.
If you go on the website, you'll see even more abusive tests than Michael, who's very kind.
By the way, yes, that's true, and I looked at some of it the other day. I want to say I'm glad that, usually when you break it, you buy it, so I'm glad that it didn't break.
That's it.
Although I want to buy it.
We're going to go on the road together and sell these tablets, Michael.
Sounds good. Philip, thank you so
very much.
Thank you for taking your time and stopping by. What a great tool for photography and for photographers and filmmakers alike who have to travel and need rugged gear.
The applications are endless. It's a question, if you need the access to a computer in a harsh environment, that's the device. And it could be photography, and it could be a utility.
But it doesn't even have to be that harsh, because when you travel, that's a harsh. you put it in the overhead, you put it in the seat, you sit down
It's
on it, you forget,
vibration.
you spill a drink. I mean, I'm on the plane last night, I'm terrified that somebody's going to spill a drink on my laptop. If I have this, I don't have to worry about it.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are a lot of, you're right, the applications are endless, and the medical field, as you mentioned, is a great one too.
We have a device that is very, very powerful. It's lighter weight. It's HIPAA compliant for the medical field. You can wash it down with antiseptic solutions.
Ooh, I'm a germaphobe, that's perfect. I need that. Can I get that one?
And that's sold, doctors and nurses carry it around like an iPad, but it has much more power, much more functionality.
Wow. Wow, very, very cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Check it out, XPLR is the symbol. We'll be back with a whole lot more of your live continuing PhotoPlusEXPO 2015 coverage from New York City, the official coverage on BeTerrific. You're the Terrifics, you make BeTerrific special. Don't go anywhere. More special madness to come right after this.